Jim, congratulations, another 3-0 win over Chorley. What pleased you most about the result today?
Quite a few bits and pieces. Probably I would say that the organisation from set plays, and it wasn't just the corners now, because every manager works on free kicks and corners, but I thought you could see the work that we've done with Ben on Thursday in terms of his distribution, and we from there we were able to retain possession in good areas. But I think what was the most pleasing thing after that was the fact that we Chorley had learnt lessons from the last time we played him, and obviously changed the shape. Probably played 2 holders, had Wilson a bit more of an aerial outlet, and also Blakeman sort of pushing up the left. So and I thought that we dealt with all those different aspects and still performed as well as we did previously.
First goal was really important. Great to see Ash Palmer on the score sheet as well at last.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it was pre-season he scored from a corner, and to be fair to him, it's not his fault, because sometimes the delivery's not been great into the areas where he's going. We seem to be getting caught up on near post, and but no, it was I was really pleased to get 2 goals from corners and a goal from a cross, because we talked about possession and penetration, but ultimately you need to break that back 4 or 5, get to go areas where crosses count, and if your crosses don't, if they get cut out, you win corners, and there's another opportunity to get an organised cross. So I was really pleased with that. You know, we've got quality, we've got players who can attack the ball, so you know, I think the last couple of games we scored from corners as well, but so that was a pleasing aspect. The
second goal was a carbon copy with Jamie Stott scoring, but the third goal, Adam Thomas, Chris and I were saying in commentary, he's a big lad, he should score more headers. He's got 2 in a week now, and what a performance from Adam today. Yeah, and I was really pleased with him, and he could have had another really good assist. Because of that, because of Elliot coming into the club, we've started to use Elliot as a crosser from set plays and free kicks, corners. So it allows Adam to be in there, and you know, when I assessed him as a player when he came into the club, he'd got quite a few goals off the flank from apparently long throws as well as things. So he is a threat in the box, and we need to release him into good areas. And I remember in particular he scored a really good goal at the back post against FC United, not for us, for his previous club, and I thought if we can get the balls delivered into that area, then he'll score. And I thought he controlled his header really well, because he was having to assess the flight of the ball and the defender and still steer it on goal, and it was a hard one for the keeper to deal with. Yeah. One of the positives today, of course, Paul Turnbull returning. He's managed an hour today. When you reflect on today, you can't really do it without thinking about next weekend, and you've got a real dilemma now in the middle of the park, haven't you? Because you've sort of got 3 midfielders to try and fit into 2 places there, with Keighren, with obviously with Turnbull coming back today, and Sam Walker.
Yeah, I mean, Paul did well. I think he'd be pleased that he's got 60 minutes and felt okay. But I have to say, when Sam Walker came on, he had a bit between it. He had an opportunity to have a breather. He gives you natural balance, and I felt that when we did drop balls down the left-hand side, that or look to bounce the ball off the left-hand side, Paul wasn't as comfortable, because naturally he's right-footed. But no. I'm not saying we can't accommodate all 3 in the team, and there may be scenarios, but what was really important was to try and allow. We know what Sam brings to the team, we know what Jordan brings to the team, and it was just about getting the last couple of games, because we've been chasing it. We haven't really had the opportunity to get Paul Turnbull on the pitch in such hot environments. We've been putting on Conor DeMeo, and I thought today it was an opportunity for us to give Paul 60 minutes, especially with them being quite an attack-minded midfield. If he just held his shape with Jordan, we could deal with their threats, and then just allow the front 4 and the full-backs to really get up the pitch.
It was worrying, obviously, to see Matty Warburton coming off injured. What's the early assessment of his injury?
Well, I don't know exactly what happened. I don't think it was when he took the free kick, but obviously after the free kick he's gone to step off. He's not overly worried. He just felt that his calf stiffened up. I don't think he felt it tear, but it was a worry when he went down, and but as a precaution we took him off. And you know, one of the disappointing aspects of it was a terrible challenge from Jordan on Adam Thomas. I remember that putting that kind of challenge, putting Matty Warburton out of Brackley last season, and terrible challenge. But fortunately, no other injuries. And I thought Frank in particular was outstanding again today in terms of his work rate, his presence. So when we had one more sub left, we wanted to sort of protect him and give Niall Bell an opportunity to get his confidence up, and so I'm pleased with the contribution of all 14 players.
Scott Duxbury, another great performance from him today, but I believe he's suspended for next week.
Yeah, I think Scott's got so many strong attributes. There's a few bits and pieces I know are constantly on to him to get out of his game. You know, the over macho challenges that allow it get yellow cards or give away free kicks in dangerous areas, but what an awesome player to watch when he picks that ball up and starts stepping on the pitch. And we had a chat about what we wanted from him second half, and he certainly turned up the style, and probably was one of the main instigators of the second half performance in terms of the way he got up the pitch and winning corners, getting crosses in, and really being a real presence down that side. And it's a massive loss for him and for the team, and more importantly for him, because he's the type of player who if he applies himself and learns, which he is over every year, could go on and be in the league. And this is the platform that he would want to showcase his talents, and unfortunately he won't have that opportunity. But so again, another reason we wanted to try and get Jamie Stott into the side, get him fully fit, because that gives us that left-footed defender. We've been playing with 3 right-footed and 1 left-footed, so we're going to have an assessment of Barnet, their strengths and weaknesses, and then accommodate the side. But you know, we've got 4 natural defenders, a couple of players who can fill in there. But we'll come up with the right game plan for Barnet. But it'll be a little bit. It'll be disappointing to have Scott missing, but for him as well. But I'm sure he'll enjoy the trip down. But it's not the same when you're not part of it.
I don't know how much time you've had to do any work on Barnet. I know I've had a little look at them, and the front two, the relatively new front two of Dooku and Bettimer, they look a right handful, don't they? Yeah,
well, I mean, I remember I have a lot of time for John, and we crossed swords when he was at Dagenham, and he's brought some of the Dagenham players with him. He's brought a couple of players from other clubs he's been at, Luton, and he's got some really vibrant young players that he's brought in on loan, and couple of experienced players. They generally play a 3-5-2. The front two are a handful, plus the 2 that they bring on. I mean, we've seen that in the recent. You know, that once they made a double change, the subs are coming on and scoring. So they have got a physical presence and a stretch, which is going to be a real challenge for our centre halves. You know, because we don't want to be exposing ourselves to that 2v2. But around the pitch, they've also got some experienced centre halves, and you know, good lively midfielders, so they're a good side. John will always have a hard-working, physical, honest team whose set plays will be no nonsense and with quality. So we know we're going to be in for a difficult tie, probably in some ways more difficult than Bristol or Yeovil. So so it's a challenge for our lads, but massive opportunity for us, and it's nice to have this result. Just get us back winning ways and dust off the week, so now we've got a full week to prepare for the game ahead.
One thing that you know you can rely on is the travelling support, and I was in the car park earlier and saw the queues for people waiting for coach tickets and so on. There's going to be a massive following down there, isn't there, from County? Yeah,
no, it's brilliant. I'm delighted because my daughter lives in London. Couldn't get the Oval, or wouldn't have been able to get to Bristol, so it's nice for my family to see me and for me to see them. Great game for our fans. I mean, those that went to Yeovil want more of that, and those that are hearing stories about Yeovil want to be part of that. You know, at the time I wanted a home tie because I wanted Edgeley Park rocking and the atmosphere here to be like the old days in the league. But failing that, it's nice that we're going to bring a lot of people down there. I don't know whether Sunday's a good time, but there's a lot of early starts. For us lads who work on a Friday, it's probably, you don't have to lose a day off, but you lose that day with family. So it's a bit of a strange one being on a Sunday. So we'll see what effect that has on the psyche and the mood and the atmosphere of the game. But from our perspective, it's you know, when the whistle goes and the game kicks off, it's going to be a tremendous atmosphere which we're all going to enjoy.
We're all looking forward to it. Well done today.
Thanks
Fantastic.
so much.
Thank you.